When we're talking about coupled conversations, what goes on in coupled conversations? Well, first of all, are you having them? And what are the frequencies of the conversations? Are they in trusted spaces? Meaning, are both parties heard from their perspectives when you're discussing life aspirations? Are you when you're talking about money perspectives? Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? What are you doing now? We talk often at Concurrent and also on this platform, as far as Life Money Balance, about the 6A system, right? Acknowledge where you are, uh, acknowledge, admit where you are, acknowledge how you feel about it, so you can take action, and then align, aspire, and then achieve. So this framework helps with that, couples conversation dialogue, far as trusted spaces, uh, creating perspective from both parties, and creating that audit framework for where you can listen to both parties, both past, present, and future. When you're talking about frequency, are you having them monthly, how weekly, right? And then what are you discussing? Okay, so with those couples conversations, you're able to set the table for those pathways of where you want to go down or travel together in a manner to where hopefully you get to avoid conflict and have more harmony. Okay. All right. So another conversation here, and I'm turning some pages here, is when can you have the conversation about more and enough? When I'm talking about thriving in your Gen X periods, and you're in your growth accumulation stage. Well, during that time, you are more than likely growing and wanting more, because questions are, do we have enough right now? Do we have enough for our lifestyle now? And do we have enough for retirement? When we retiring from our must do to retiring to what we want to do. All right. Because during our retirement from what we must do to retiring to, we're not retiring from production in life. We're just retiring from our must do. Right. So there's things that we want to do in life. Okay. But when we are saying, what is our enough, and when have we had enough of this shit? Right? So that's that discussion. And it's also okay to say that you want more. There's often a lot of discussion about uh, wanting more. That's okay, because you want more in order to satisfy your enough. All right. But then enough is enough. you know, it's we're going to have to just roll with the this contentment. We have enough and we've had enough. So let's just roll with our enough. Okay. So having that discussion will bring a little bit more harmony, a little bit more ease into your permission to transition, is the benefit of your more and enough conversation. All right. All right. And that also helps with the direction of your money. There's no question about that. All right. What about another conversation? All right. This is a big one, because it talks about size. Is your primary residence location and size? Your primary residence location and size. So what's your main home right now? Now, I just mentioned that as far as the sandwich generation is concerned, you may have adult children, and you may have some children that boomerang. All right, meaning if they graduate high school, go off to college, they may boomerang back on you. Okay, and come on back while they're exploring the beginnings of their career. That could happen. Okay, uh, and also You so you may need to stay in your primary residence if that's a larger home for a little while longer. But what about, and that's why those talks come about too, when you're talking about the frequency. Remember that number one, when you're talking to your spouse, more frequent. How do you handle those conversations? How do you handle those situations?